wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the flood have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor,
I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance
for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302 246 319 or 0243 690 492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
Hello, welcome back. We are now going to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry in the course of the week. And in the course of the week, the UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce met, and they had some good things to say about the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, plus the fact that the USDA team has also paid a courtesy call, on the Port Authority during the course of the week. And there was a fire simulation exercise to test the preparedness of the Port Authority, in the event of an outbreak of fire. Let's take a look at these stories and more.
The UK-Ghana Chamber of Commerce has commended the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority for putting in place the necessary infrastructure and systems that have improved the business environment in Ghana. The Managing Director of Unilever Ghana, George Owusu-Ansah, said this when he led a delegation from the Chamber on a working visit to management of the Port Authority.
We also do work around the business environment, business and trade environment in Ghana, and I would say that the last edition, which was issued in February 2023, did indicate that there have been some improvements in the business environment in Ghana. And we believe this improvement will not have come about without some of the improvements that we've seen at the port expansion, etc. So kudos to you and the team for the work that is going on.
The visit formed part of the UK GCC's series of engagements being embarked on with policymakers, stakeholders, and business partners towards strengthening business relations.
At the end of our engagement today, we would have built the base for stronger collaboration between us as we go forward, all in the spirit of making sure that we make doing business in this country easier.
They were received by the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Lugoje, who maintained that his outfit is open to discussions that lead to workable solutions towards reducing cost of doing business at the ports.
The total cost of doing business, port clearance, you have customs charging, you have shipping lines, you have freight forwarders, you have the Port Authority, all these individuals are there. So mostly when we are confronted with your port charges, your port tariff that is expensive, we try to seek some indication on whether you've looked at your total costs and the individual agency specific contributions, and you are certain that is the Port Authority's component that is killing you. If you can prove that to us, we'll be happy to assist you.
The General Manager Marketing and Corporate Affairs at GPHA, Esther J.B. Donko, provided some justification for tariff increments by the Port Authority.
We also happen to be one of those businesses that have been affected by what is happening around us. And we have to pay for the high prices of our inputs that we use to handle the cargo, to provide the service that we provide. And so unfortunately, in as much as we accept that this whole global trend is affecting businesses and reducing the quantities that you are bringing through the port, for us, we better not handle at all than to handle and make a loss.
A team from the United States Department of Agriculture has paid a working visit to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to engage the authority on a number of issues that affect trade. The team is in Ghana to meet key institutions to understand Ghana's approach to the generation of agricultural and related trade statistics to support the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. The team was received by the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje. Issues discussed centered on how data of agricultural products are collected, challenges in collecting data, and how data is streamlined. The USDA team believes the information gathered will assist them come up with a report that will provide recommendations to serve the interest of participating countries and other AFCFTA.
This information will help us come up with a report that will hopefully provide recommendations and follow-up actions that will serve the interests of participating countries, in this case Ghana being, an example, and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat. So again, we are going to share our recommendations with the Secretariat, and then together we will work with them to determine follow-up actions to help implement the recommendations or actions that will come from our report.
The General Manager Marketing and Corporate Affairs at GPHA, Esther J.B. Donko, took the team through the cargo handling process at the port and how data is captured.
We handle agricultural products, a bit of it through the ports. Most of them goes through the airports because of the perishable nature of agricultural exports that we handle. You depend on the declaration of the exporter, but when it is stuffed in their farms and what have you, then you rely on the declaration of the exporter.
The Acting General Manager of Corporate Planning at the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, Khalid Nuhu, added on to that.
The data first is captured actually at the waterfront, because the exporter would first have to provide us with a manifest indicating the quantities, and that is verified at the waterfront here. That data is processed and integrated in our total data for import and export. Exactly.
The Director General of GPHA, Michael Luguje, described some challenges associated with maritime transport within the continent of Africa.
Shipping is about volume. For it to be profitable, it has to be volume. So if you don't have volume, and you are using smaller vessels to move cargo from, let's say, Congo to Dakar, a small vessel that is coming to compete for port space with bigger vessels that are coming from other continents. If there's no regime that will let the port give this smaller vessel some preferential access, and that vessel has to queue with all the bigger ones to access the port at cost, how will the shipper be able to sell within the market and make a margin? So there's a lot of work to do in terms of special conditions for cargo that is going to circulate within.
Between the 21st and 27th of August, the Ghana National Fire Service celebrated the Fire Safety Week for the year 2023. As part of activities to mark the week, the National Fire Service has conducted a collaborative simulation exercise with the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. The exercise, that lasted for about an hour, at the Marine Block in the port of Tema demonstrated a readiness of the combined fire team to fight potential incidents. Assistant Chief Fire Officer Doris Lamte is the Tema Regional Commander for the Ghana National Fire Service.
Yeah, the response there, yes, very, very, very impressed, because you realize that they all came out, nobody was panicking, and it was good for us. Everybody came out without holding anything, so you realize that the message of fire safety, that when the alarm is sound, just leave the premises to the safe haven, has really gone down with us.
According to the Harbour Master and Incident Commander at the Port of Tema, Captain Francis Kwesi Micah, such drills are necessary to continuously improve the responsiveness of the authorities' personnel against possible dangers.
So as long as we do have containers here, and as